The highly anticipated Chainsaw Man has finished its first season debut, and already there's a petition to have it scrapped and redone. Apparently it was an unfaithful adaptation of the loved manga, with certain themes of the manga not being represented very well. So in a world where you have 1,000 anime to choose from, can studios really afford to not be totally loyal to the source material and risk alienating fans? Or do fans have a complete misunderstanding of what makes a good adaptation? Whatever your thoughts are, this is certainly something that seems to divide the anime community. After my review, I'm going to give you my opinion on this, and you might not like it. Alright, Chainsaw Man. Wow. Straight off the bat, they did not miss a beat. I would say that episode 1 is a masterclass on how to introduce a character and how to start a compelling story right away. I would say there's almost no wasted space in this show. Basically, the show is about a bunch of demon hunters, and somehow I don't know how to explain it, but a demon can actually merge with a human, and the main character is no longer human nor devil. And it's really, really fascinating because he still has his consciousness, and he's working on the sides of the humans using these new chainsaw powers that he got from merging with his pet devil that he found in the woods. And I gotta say, this show is absolutely killer. I would say I would give it 10 out of 10. I know a while back I said that was 9 out of 10, but at this point it's kind of a 10 for me because the characters are all really, really solid. The animation is amazing. It's wow on every single level. And so let's talk about my favorite characters in this show because, my goodness, absolutely killing. Let's start with Denji. I had some issues with Denji in terms of his main motivation. And basically, this character's entire motivation for everything he does is just getting laid with women. And so naturally, as someone who's been practicing celibacy for a long time, it's difficult for me to emotionally resonate with his choices. Like, as a man, I get it completely. I totally know what he's feeling biologically, but in terms of the choices that he's making, again, we're like 10 years apart. He's 16, I'm 26, we're going to see the world differently. And so at first I found that kind of turned me off at first, mainly because it was the first anime that I watched that had a lot of sexual tension between characters, so I wasn't quite sure how I felt about it. But as I kept on going and started thinking about it, I was like, you know what? That was actually really, really smart. And I really appreciate how the show was showing that Denji's exploits aren't really working out the way that he wants them to. Spoiler alert, he kisses Himini and she vomits in his mouth. And, it was showing that the things that he's looking forward to the most, like, getting to touch girls and whatnot, it's actually not as good as he was expecting. And that's true in real life. And so I'm glad that the show is taking a very serious approach, but it's doing it brilliantly in a way where it's like still funny and goofy a little bit in terms of like how Denji decides to like conduct himself. There's a lot of humor here, and the tone of the show is way darker. Somehow it works. It works really, really well, and I really, really think that this show is super good. And speaking of Denji's quoted sex exploits, one of the things that you gotta watch out for in life is, can you be manipulated, by girls? If you as a young man, if all you want is to get laid, and you're gonna if a girl figures that out, she has power over you. She'll control you with that. And so I think we're gonna see that with Denji. No way in hell Miss Makima is actually gonna sleep with Denji. Okay, she's this powerful character. I'm certain that she has ulterior motives. She might even be a villain at some point because it's just really, really shady. And she's the leader of the Demon Hunter Corps, and she's putting together this team of half human, half demons, like Denji. And basically she told Denji, hey, I'll sleep with you if you kill the gun devil. She's not going to do it. No way. She's not going to do it. If anything, she's going to trick Denji and try to get him to do something that he doesn't want to do. I don't think it's going to work out for Denji in terms of that. And I think Denji and Miss Makima are going to be at odds eventually. I haven't read the comics. Don't put any spoilers down below. Please, don't spoil it. But she's not sleeping with Denji. No way. That's my prediction anyways. She's controlling him. Don't let women do that to you. You know, sexual urges, if you're supposed to have them, it's natural. It's not wrong to have them. But you want to, train your mind so that they don't control you. You control them. It's like you get to decide how you interact and how you act out those urges. Those urges don't control you and make you a bumbling idiot that allows other people to manipulate them. You know what I mean? So if you're not practicing, self-control, I would highly recommend you do that. But anyways, moving on to Power. Honestly, this is the funniest character I've seen in a while. Just the way she talks is hilarious. And being Denji's sidekick, I feel like you would want them to be her to be romantic with Denji, but I don't see it happening at this point. She's too much of a funny and strange character. I don't even know if her character is capable of feeling love because she's more devil than human at this point, I think. And so, but dang, she's entertaining. She's super, super funny. And so let's keep it moving on. The villains of the show that we see, the Gun Devil is in the background. They're his right-hand men, I think, but they're really, really good for what it is that we're working with, and that there's not a lot of depth to them yet, and there's only 12 episodes, so you can't have that much depth, but there's just enough there and just enough interest to make it really, really engaging. And my goodness, the way they show up and start attacking everybody, really, really shocking, really, really surprising. Really, really enjoyed it. And the ending for these two characters, spoiler alert, the girl in the red gets killed by Iko, or Aki, I think his name is. And the other guy gets kicked in the balls a lot. Really, really fun stuff. Again, this show is brilliant between comedy and dark horror. Just so much fun. And now let's talk about Himini. This is where the show actually shocked me a bit because I was not expecting Himini to die. Because I guess just my perception, I had seen her on the cover of quite a few Chainsaw Man comics. It's like, oh, this is a main character. She's not going anywhere. They're not going to kill off him. No, she's gone. Hopefully she comes back. I mean, only if the plot is good. Only if it's good. But yeah, her relationship with Aki was fantastic, and I love that the show doesn't shy away from looking at the darker side of life, like smoking and manipulation and personal trauma and things like that. I think that's one of the things that makes the show stand out, because a lot of animes will shy away from those things, such as smoking and addiction. Like normally there's just like a taboo around that sort of thing. You don't want to show that a lot. But this show just dives right in, and I think there's that subconscious shock value as well as like, oh, they're just going straight for this taboo thing. Okay, cool. But yeah, I'm kind of sad that she's dead. I thought she would have done more. And yeah, and this show, again, with the taboo, it's like she almost sleeps with Denji, who's a minor. And the show just kind of like brushes it off. It's like, whoops, good thing that didn't happen. So breaking taboos, addressing taboos in ways that just create more shock value, but like in a good way that moves the plot forward and keeps you emotionally engaged in the drama. Superb. Great. I can't wait for season 2. And this guy, I think he's called Aki. Again, I forget English names of people that I meet in real life. I'm not going to remember Japanese names for an anime. His dynamic with Himeki is really, really good. And I think my favorite part about him is that, the spoiler alert, the fact that he only has 2 years left to live now, and every time he uses his sword, he loses a lot of life. That is just a fascinating character, and I can't wait to see what they do with him going forward. I feel like we've just scratched the surface of his character development, and really, really looking forward to see what happens going on. And so those are the characters for my main characters for Chainsaw Man, and you know, honestly, it's just a great show. It's super satisfying. The animation is absolutely sick, absolutely amazing. It subverts expectations in every way, from the taboos that it addresses to the character's main motivation, which is like kind of comical but also kind of frowned upon, because let's be honest, if you're a guy in real life, the only thing you want is to get to touch girls, you're kind of frowned upon. But this anime is able to make it really, really fascinating psychologically and bring it all together in a very, very well-weaved drama that is just so entertaining. It's the height of entertainment. 10 out of 10. I can't